It's SEC Colonial Division Basketball live from the Fieldhouse Gymnasium in Livingston, Essex County, New Jersey. Next on the NFHS Network.
He's going to take it himself for a championship!
A double play wins it from Frazier. Turn it to the end zone. What a catch! Mackay, it's on touchdown.
Into the layup, goes at the buzzer.
Elijah wins it! The championship!
Good evening and welcome to the Fieldhouse Gymnasium in Livingston, Essex County, New Jersey. My name is Ryan Lowry. I'm joined on the call today with Ian Rothenberg and on the camera by Jordan, the recording Cooper on camera. And Ian, we got an SEC Colonial Division matchup. Sitting in last, the Livingston Lancers with 3 wins to their 9 losses on the season. And with 3 losses to their 10 wins on the season, the second place behind James Caldwell, Bloomfield Bengals. Who are your players to watch tonight?
For Bloomfield, let's start out at Bloomfield. My player to watch is number 24, that's Uma Kalu. He's a senior starting forward, 6'5". That is one of the reasons to me why I highlighted him as a player to watch. 8 points per game, leads his team in rebounds with 6 rebounds per game, and leads his team in blocks with 1.7 blocks per game. Now for Livingston, their player to watch, well, I have Luke Cohen as my player to watch, but he's not playing tonight, unfortunately. So my new player to watch is going to be Sam Smith, the senior 3-point sharpshooter. He is the second leading scorer to Luke Cohen, and 8 points per game, and leads the team with 3-pointers.
So Ian, as you mentioned, Luke Cohen will not be playing today. According to his father, the head coach, he is sick. We wish him well, and we hope that the Livingston Lancers are able to succeed and that he is actually watching the live stream. That would be pretty cool if he was watching, as a matter of fact. But as we do know, for all of you watching, we'd like to thank you for joining us here at the Fieldhouse Gymnasium in Livingston, New Jersey. Coming up next, we got keys to the game right here after our message from our sponsor at NJ Orthopedics.
The North Jersey Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute is the preferred practice for diagnosis and orthopedic treatment in New Jersey. From the moment you become a patient in our practice, our experienced team supports you until your full recovery with education, compassion, and understanding. Our focus includes sports injuries, as well as the treatment of a broad range of orthopedic complaints, from common tendon ailments and arthritic joint pain to traumatic injuries. Our facility offers an on-site physical therapy suite. In conjunction with specifically designed exercise programs, non-invasive and advanced healing technology, we can not only address the current injury, but also find the underlying cause, such as muscle weakness, imbalance, or improper form. We also offer non-surgical modalities, such as platelet-rich plasma injections, which can lead to an accelerated recovery. To provide efficient and excellent care, personal interactions and individualized attention for each patient is important. We are committed to create a protocol that can eliminate similar injuries in the future. At North Jersey Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute, we are dedicated to providing the highest standard of care and comfort of athletes, including patients with non-related sports injuries. Board-certified orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine specialist Dr. Michael Rusinella utilizes non-surgical and minimally invasive surgical procedures to help patients regain back their quality of life.
Welcome back to the Fieldhouse Gymnasium in Livingston, Essex County, New Jersey. We have a matchup between the Bloomfield Bengals and the Livingston Lancers, 2 SEC Colonial Division teams. The Bengals sitting in second with a solid record of 10-3. The Lancers only 3 wins to their 9 losses coming into this game, sitting in last in the division, trying to catch up to the Milburn Millers, who are second to last, who they will actually take on Tuesday. And now, Ian, with that being said, let's focus on this evening, starting off with our keys to the game, for our starting lineups for the Bloomfield Bengals first. And I'm going to ask you, who else is your player to watch? Let's share the love for the Bloomfield Bengals.
My second player to watch for the Bloomfield Bengals, outside of Uma Kalu, is going to be number 0. That's Julian Polino, another senior. He leads the team with 11 points per game, Ryan.
And Ian, let's talk about something to the Bloomfield Bengals. 3 guards and 2 forwards in the starting lineup today. So tell me, what is the impact of not having a center, as Livingston will be presenting a center?
Well, from what I've seen so far is that these high school teams aren't really playing centers, that they're listing a lot of these guys as forward, on the taller end as forwards, but they're utilized in a more center role at the 5. But even though they are listed as forwards, these teams still treat those guys listed at the 5 by the coaches as centers, despite not being listed as one.
And now for the hosting Livingston Lancers. And as we said, a key piece missing. Luke Cohen is sick and unable to be here at the facility today in uniform playing. So we have Pearlstein Smith, Avi Peled, and Matthew Kay as the fourth guard in the lineup, the junior. He's gotten some minutes this year. I believe this is his first start that we broadcasted. And then, of course, Big Riss at the center. So tell me, what role is Kay going to have to fill, as we're not going to be seeing Luke Cohen on the court, the Lancers leader?
Well, I mean, Kay's not going to really have to fill any role. He's just going to have to step up and be able to go out there and just play his game on the court tonight. You know, when you're filling in for a player like Luke Cohen, who has that kind of skill and that kind of a high caliber player that Cohen is, you just have to just step in, fill in that role, hold your ground, and you will succeed.
About 6 minutes until we get this game underway, Ian, as it is now time to take a look at both teams' keys to the game. We're starting off with the visiting Bloomfield Bengals coming into this one as the favorite team.
Yeah, well, Bloomfield, if they want to have a better chance at winning this game, they got to be able to limit that three ball. Livingston's a very good three-point shooting team. They will use that three-point shooting skill to their advantage. Another key to the game for Bloomfield is using their size to their advantage. NJ.com has 2 players on Bloomfield listed at 6'5", so they have to use their size to their advantage.
And now for the Livingston Lancers, Ian.
The Lancers need to get off to a hot start. They're playing a very good team. They got to get momentum early and then maintain that momentum as the game goes on. And another key to the game for them is finding that open shooter, countering the size with their incredible three-point shooting ability.
And those are your keys to the game. We will refer to them as the game continues. Those are great keys as well. We'll be right back. Coming up next, we have tip-off right here from Livingston High School's The Fieldhouse in Essex County, New Jersey. It's an SEC Colonial Division matchup next.
All right, this is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
The middle, barreling towards the goal line. Baldwin is in for a Vance touchdown.
Right down the middle, man. Just got, and he keep going, and the
ball's loose.
And they hop back on it, and that's a touchdown.
Short punt, bounds at the 35. Fielded at the 40 by Quick. Out to the corner. He's got blockers and a lot of green grass in front of him. Cuts back. He's in for a touchdown.
Swing pass in the flat. Touchdown.
Good job, block. 3rd down and 17, a handoff, getting to the outside. There's a hole, there's a first down, and all the way to the races is Elijah McWilliams to the house for a touchdown and for an IMEC for a division championship. Welcome back here to the Fieldhouse in Livingston, Essex County, New Jersey. We have for you basketball coming up
right here on the D1 Media Pro page on the NFHS Network in the Colonial Division of the Super Essex Conference, where we see ourselves placed here. I'm Ryan Lowey. I'm joined with Ian Rothenberg on the call. And Ian, the Colonial Division standings in the Super Essex Conference, cut and dry, very similar to the way they've been since the first week of the season played itself out. Caldwell in first, record of 12-1. Bloomfield in second, record of 10-3. Belleville 8-3. They just took down Livingston recently in a tight one. North Star Academy sits in the middle. They actually lost to Livingston to open up the season. North Star Academy 500 at 6-6. Verona 8-6, a strong program they are. They got to start working their way up the standings as the county tournament's coming up soon, and we're about a month away from the state tournament. Millburn 9-7-1 have climbed above West Orange as the third to worst team in the SEC division. They have a record of 9-7-1. The reason why they're so far back is an over 500 record. A divisional record of 3-6. West Orange 1-5-1. Their sole win, the reason why they're not last, against the Livingston Lancers coming into this game at 3-9. And how big of a win would this be for the Lancers?
I mean, it'd be a huge win. Not only would it be a huge win, it would be an upset. When you're playing one of the best teams in the SEC, Bloomfield is second in the SEC Colonial. They're 10-3, 5-3 in conference play. And, you know, Livingston only has one win in conference play. They really need this win, Ryan.
No doubt about it, Ian. Talking off of that one, I'd like to talk about who is most likely going to win this Essex County tournament. Cohen said it's going to be Seton Hall Prep. I think he's probably got a nice, good chance of that being true.
Well, I mean, Dave Cohen would know best. I mean, he's the coach of this team. He follows this sport very closely, follows what's going on around high school basketball very closely. So I'd take his word for that one.
Well, it all starts tomorrow as the Lancers will take on Newark Collegiate in the first round. That will be tomorrow night at Newark Collegiate High School. Let's take a look now at the Bloomfield Bengals starting lineup, brought to you by DJ Barry.
At guard, number 0, Julian Polito. At guard, number 10, Romulo Gotrace. At forward, number 22, Seth Edwards. At forward, number 24, Uma Kalu. And at guard, number 3, Shane Hinton. And the rest of your Bloomfield Bengals. Now it's time to introduce your starting lineup for your Livingston Lancers.
A fantastic tribute to our nation here this evening at the Fieldhouse Gymnasium. It's SEC Colonial Division basketball. Little Essex County Hoops matchup between the Bloomfield Bengals visiting the Livingston Lancers. And Ian, we've spoken about this one. Livingston is their home court. They almost took down a very strong team in Belleville. Bloomfield, just as good. In the standings, they're better. This would be a massive win for them to pick up momentum for the county tournament tomorrow as they take on Newark Collegiate in the early rounds of the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, they're a very competitive team. Even though they've lost a majority of their games, they're still being competitive every game. And, you know, handed it down to you, tip-off time.
Well, Ian, I thank you, and we're getting ready for this one to get started right here at the Fieldhouse. The Bloomfield Bengals, for Rosenthal taking the tip-off for the Lancers, and Kalu taking the tip-off for the Bengals as they will win it. Here is Shane Hinton. He will swing on far side and get it right back. Again, Bloomfield, the story of this year has been the big man, Seth Edwards, being able to dunk. I was going to just say that.
And Coach Cohen has just called a timeout, guys. I don't think he was very happy that Edwards was able to cut around the back door and slam it home for an alley-oop.
Ian, I was just about to say the story this year has been Seth Edwards is the high-flying dunker. He's ESPN caliber. He does it right in front of us to get the game started.
Well, I hope our cameraman, Jordan Cooper, was on that. We might get on SportsCenter Top 10.
That would be the second time D1 Media Pro finds its way on SportsCenter. The first time was a massive St. Peter's Prep Hudson Catholic dunk. So, wow.
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty electric. I saw that.
The lane left open right there. And, well, you can tell Coach Cohen has a lot to discuss with his Lancers after that one, leaving Edwards open. Your man to watch, though, Uma Kalu. We're going to keep an eye on him as well for Bloomfield. But, wow, an electric start for the Bengals. They're certainly not the underdogs, and they just showed that getting started.
Yep, they came in and said, no mercy. And now they're in a press. Talk about no mercy, Ryan.
So Matt Kay, his first start broadcasting on the D1 Media page on the NFHS Network, will take it up against Polino. Avi Pillay. Years Smith, his brother, was called up to the JV game earlier in their victory against the Bloomfield JV team. 5:30 start to that one. Pillay. Lancers will start this one down 2-0 after a tip-off loss won by Uma Kalu. And Edwards' dunk got them started, and immediately Coach Cohen used the timeout. That's your storyline for those of you just joining us here in the early moments of the first quarter. We're about a minute through. Livingston taking their time on their first possession. It's been about 35 seconds worth of possession and continuing. Cohen near the, not Cohen, Kay near the half marker will try and dribble around Polino. Screen doesn't work. Smith sets up another one. Kay doesn't take. Kay loses his dribble. It's tipped out. Smith on it. No backcourt violation as it was tipped as it's bounced passed right back to him.
Matt Kay looks very calm out there. This is his first start, and he looks incredibly calm, even though Bloomfield is throwing a lot of pressure toward him.
Well, now number 12, Kay, is on the ball as he swings it over to Big Riss, getting his first touch of the game as he fiercely holds on to it. He's Big Riss. Pearlstein drives in, bounce pass outside. Big Riss floater. Big Riss with the finish. Oh, it's a tie basketball game.
Just got it over the outstretched arm of Kalu.
What a play by Big Riss, one of our players to highlight in the last game. And he gets the Lancers started in this one. 3-ball. Hinton, it's off. Tipped and in the hands of Matt Kay, one of the 4 guards that this Lancers team will possess in today's game. Usually the 4th guard, actually acting as the 1st guard, Luke Cohen, who's been absolutely dominant this year for a struggling Lancers team. Sick, not present. His father, the head coach, is present in his 18th season at the helm of the program. Also former athletic director for roughly 3 years. Speaking of athletic directors, I'd like to thank Mr. Richard Porfido, the athletic director of the Livingston Lancers, for making today and all Lancers productions for all sports possible, home and away. He does an excellent job. Big shout out to Mr. Richard Porfido and Mrs. Kimberly Casale, his administrative assistant.
Bloomfield's focusing a lot of defensive pressure on Livingston, and it looks like a call of travel there. But like I said, they're throwing a lot of defensive pressure toward Livingston. Livingston's got to respond, be a little more physical, move the ball a little quicker, Ryan.
So Big Riss capitalizes off of Edwards' dunk to tie it up. We got a 2-2 basketball game. And Ian, a quick start for for Bloomfield, right off the whistle.
Yeah, even though it is a tie game, but they've been playing quick, and the first point was an electric alley-oop for Seth Edwards.
We can't forget, too, Livingston's first possession. They're really trying to test the endurance. About 35 seconds as a whistle blows, and Livingston draws the basketball.
Turnover there on a travel. Bloomfield's working right into the heart of the Lancers student section.
Once again, the Lancers, after their first game of the season, had to shut down all spectators here at the field house and the auxiliary gym, the JV and freshman facility, as well as practice facility for athletics here at Livingston High School. Pearlstein dives and floats one up, and he finishes. Lancers get their first lead of the game as they're up 4-2.
Looks like Kalu hit the deck after that one. Pearlstein drives in. Beautiful floater. Stop the time.
4-2.
Hinton, the junior guard, gives it away. Polino finds it, drives through K. Pearlstein comes to assist. This ball swung on out, and a three-pointer from the truss is off. Rebound and put back by Kalu. Good player to watch with the finish.
Excuse me, Ryan. Sorry to interrupt you, but Kalu using that size to his advantage to get the rebound, capitalizing on a good shot there at the top from Gatras. But it did not go in. A little bit of an unlucky roll, but no avail. Points for Bloomfield.
Big wrist too strong off the inside pass connection as he hustles back. Here come the Bengals. Swung on over. Right back over to Polino. Take three, driving on and swinging it back out to Polino. Now on over. Hinton will drive through three. He goes down. No whistle, as now one comes in as the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch lands. Bloomfield will retain the basketball. No shot clock in high school basketball, Ian. It's been a recurring theme of high school basketball since it first was incepted as a sport by the NJSIAA. It's always been a controversy. And I would like to say I think that at least at the higher levels we should really see a shot clock. I think that would put more interest into the game.
I mean, I don't really know if you need a shot clock in high school basketball, but also the quarters in high school are a lot shorter than it is in college and NBA. So maybe you want to have a shot clock just to keep the flow of the game a little.
And I was also
more.
going to say, Ian, you haven't worked any games yet because, well, you've worked games for Livingston, but you haven't worked any big games yet where you've seen the Patrick School, Roselle Catholic. Those schools can beat some college teams, if I'm going to be real with you. They're some of the best teams in the nation. They might need a shot clock when they play good games because they're at that level where that can add some entertainment.
Yeah,
Here's
I
a
agree
pass
with you.
on up. Hinton, too strong on his run. He'll have to deflect it off a Lancer. As I was saying, you have not worked a game like that where you've really, seen that level of play where it might be able to fit in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. They have to really define the level of the shot, where the shot clock really belongs in, but maybe add like a 40-second shot clock to high school, just to at least keep things going a little bit, because we've seen both these teams so far in this game just hold the ball, and we're already past 4 minutes into the first quarter.
Edwards' dunk to get us started was the shortest possession. That was a short possession. The rest of the possessions, well over 25 seconds. Lancers had a possession for over 42 seconds to start off the game. Cortez far side. Under 3 minutes left to go in this tie. Driving in, and it's passed outside by the traveling Gatras. Turnover.
Looks like they called a charge, Ryan.
Excuse
Anyway,
me, a
Hoffman
charge.
sets his feet, takes that one, puts his body out there. That is incredible heart from Matt Hoffman, the senior. Just putting his body out there and taking one.
So back into action we are. Here's Pearlstein. Absolutely lit it up in his last performance versus Belleville. Lancers a 9-0 lead to start off the game. They could not finish on top. Belleville picked up the win. They're currently sitting in third behind the Bloomfield Bengals in the Colonial Division. Sitting in first, Caldwell, only one loss on the season. Captain Warder, who checks in, going up against the big Uma Kalu, your player to watch. He'll hand it away. Pass too strong for the intention of Avi Paulette, another player who's really lit it up this year for the Lancers.
Yeah, Avi Paulette's been one of their big players. He's a senior. He's going to really have to step up tonight. Also, on that possession, Sam Smith, good pass, open man Avi Paulette. Just Paulette really wasn't in the right spot, or maybe it was a miscommunication. Either way, right idea for the Lancers. Just a tough break there.
Hinton. Outside three ball, Cortez. Backboard rimming out, and the rebound, Pearlstein. Right place, right jump will give him the basketball. He's pressed by Hinton. Avi Paulette now. 100 seconds left to play in this first quarter.
Oh, big screen by Warder.
Paulette throws it up. Off the rim, he can't finish, and he's going to be called on the foul, and Bloomfield will take it.
Good take there. Unfortunately, it just was a little short and trying to go up on the boards and ends up leading to a foul. It looks like number 14, Anuvik Das is checked in.
Nuvik Das will check in. Last year, a swing player for the Lancers, as well as Luke Cohen. My apologies, Luke Cohen was a swing player his freshman year. Swung on out far side, fake three opportunity, Polino. Cortez. Hinton. Back on out. This ball is going to find a three-point opportunity from Polino, and he hits it. Bloomfield back on top.
Knocks down the contested three there. Polino, the leading scorer for this team. He's going to be a big part of their team if they want to win tonight.
Perlstein. Turnover. And Bloomfield will take it over.
Yeah, another turnover for the Lancers. Last time it was a bit of a miscommunication that led to the turnover. This year, this possession, it was a bit of a unforced error.
Under a minute now left to play here in the first quarter. Bloomfield with the big three to put them on top. A crazy start to this game we had. Polino, mid-range jumper, fits through the net. Bloomfield, their first two-possession lead of the game, comes in the closing stages of the first quarter. Checking in for the Lancers, Matt Hoffman, a committed Marine. We'd like to thank him for his service, his impending service to our nation. Pass up to Nuvik Das. Hand off to Matthew Kay. Smith. Smith, a phenomenal basketball player, an and one basketball player. Try and weave around Ortiz. Smith cuts far side, leaves it for Kay on the regroup.
Lancers don't really have much going for this possession. They're just trying to spread the ball out, moving on the perimeter with dribble handoffs.
Pass inside, Warder. Can't find anything but a bounce pass back to Kay. Hoffman, bounce pass to Kay. And that will do the first quarter. Lancers looked like their eyes shifted away from the clock as they ran out a 45-second clock to end the first quarter. Well, they will see themselves down going into the second by 5. 9-4, Bloomfield Bengals. And Ian, a first quarter that started off with some Seth Edwards action. He then disappeared from the quarters. Statistically, the Lancers were able to take a 4-2 lead off of a couple nice shots. They started off with Big Riss's floater from inside the paint. Lancers took a 4-2 lead, and then they have not been able to score since their second basket of the game.
Yeah, Edwards had an electric alley-oop. Game was going back and forth for a while, and then, Julian Polino just turns it on. 5-0 run, 5 points for Polino, 5-0 run for Bloomfield, and now, it's a 5-point game going in the second quarter.
Second quarter action coming up in just about a half of a minute right here on the D1 Media Pro page on the NFHS Network. I'm Ryan Loud, I'm with Ian Rothenberg, Jordan the Recording Cooper on camera. And Ian, Bloomfield and Livingston, what are they looking for coming into the second quarter?
Well, I think Livingston's going to have to get a little more physical, move the ball down low more instead of just running these dribble handoffs on the perimeter that really aren't going anywhere, to be quite honest with you, Ryan. And Bloomfield, they've got to continue to use the size to their advantage. It's not Julian Polino. He just sparked a 5-0 run for them. Continue that run going into the second quarter there, and Bloomfield should be in a pretty good position.
Livingston putting the same team on that they finished the first quarter with, and it looks like Bloomfield will probably do similar. Perlstein will throw in for the Lancers. See where's number 4 is going to throw into Kay, who is essentially, as Bloomfield will put that same starting line, that same that they finished with. Kay pretty much exactly taking the spot and role of the currently missing Luke Cohen. Kay, underhand pass to Perlstein. Obviously, we spoke about it, Ian. Cohen, a big loss for the Lancers, not in the lineup today, so they're taking on Bloomfield, one of the better teams this year.
Yeah, I think if Cohen's playing, it's a little bit of a different dynamic. Unfortunately, he's not. Hopefully, he feels a little better. But Lancers really just moving the ball in the perimeter. A very soft pass from Kay, but they're really just moving the ball in the perimeter, trying to find guys to cut underneath. But like I said, there really is not much going for them offensively right now. They're getting a little bullied, I would say. But
I think their toughest thing has been trying to create runs inside. I think Big Riss is finished to start them off. Here's an interception. I'll hold my thought because Hinton is going to tack on 2 more to Bloomfield's lead. They're up 11-4. I think Big Riss is finished in the paint. It was really the only time where we saw the Lancers make good in the paint connections and cross runs. As here's Warder, and he's unable to find his way into the paint. Overhead pass finds Perlstein. Would you agree with my statement?
Yes, I would, but that last possession, Hoffman, a little soft pass, didn't really go well, and I don't know what that was. But, Bloomfield, 7 steals per game, all right? They're going to force turnovers on you, Ryan.
Mid-range jumper, way too strong. Tipped, and K on the basketball.
As I was saying, Bloomfield 7 steals per game. They're going to force turnovers on you. We've seen that early on in this game, and now the Lancers have the ball here. They're going to try and get something going.
Perlstein. His distinct white headband is how you know it's him on that court. As he will lay one up. Air ball on the catch, Kalu. Your player to watch, Ian, as here's Hinton. Outside fake three from Polino. 3 ball, Hinton. Off. A nice box out by Warder.
Good board. Warder using that body of his just to box him out, move his guy. Good big board for Lancers. For the Lancers, I should say.
Pass out to Hoffman, and we reset with K.
Let's run a little bit of a motion offense. I see Perlstein go for the pass and cut. Hoffman screens away. And that was
Perlstein 3 will hit the rim.
That was actually a very good play for the Lancers. Just didn't go in there for Perlstein. But, the Lancers starting to move the ball offensively now. Get a little bit going. Get those plays clicking.
It was a good rotation for them as this one's thrown up and finished by Kalu. An absolute beast he is, Ian.
Yeah, I mean, just takes a couple of dribbles, powers through, goes up on that high hook shot toward the middle. Big bucket there for number 24, Kalu.
Hoffman is open. The 3-sport athlete, his bounce pass cannot connect with Anuvik Das. Interception. Polino ships one on up. This ball finds Kalu out of his hands. Turnover Lancers ball as they check in 3.
Great physical play by Anuvik Das there, forcing that turnover, forcing Kalu to lose the basketball, and now looks like Kalu's on his way to the bench.
A freshman on the court for the Lancers, Sam Winich. We saw Winich play, and now we're broadcast to the Lancers versus West Orange. He was pretty solid. I think he has a lot of talent.
He does, and he's a freshman on varsity, so that's always going to show there. But, from what we saw, we got a very small sample size of him. He made a lot of unforced errors, but again, that's you're a freshman on varsity, you're learning.
It's what I like to say when you're playing at a school like Livingston with such a big, just such a big, I guess you can say, number of students that are enrolled, which means automatically a lot will try out for this popular sport of basketball. He's got the freshman jitters.
He does, and but there's nothing wrong with that. You're a freshman on varsity, you're learning, you're playing guys older and bigger than you. I mean, there's nothing wrong with struggling in your first couple of games.
Big frame he's got too. He stands tall. He's got great posture. The future of this program, I think it's safe to say, is there he is drawing a foul. Again, Livingston JV producing a lot of talent as well. We just saw them beat Bloomfield JV. Again, Bloomfield, one of the JV, the feeder team to obviously the Bloomfield Bengals, who we're seeing right now, who have a phenomenal record and are second in a tough Colonial division in the Super Essex Conference. So Livingston, a big JV win. Their JV team always strong under head coach Joe Gill, who was promoted from the freshman position just 2 years ago, as there's a foul, and Bloomfield will go to the line.
Polino goes in, a little bit of a jump stop to go up, more controlled. I think that jump stop may have drawn the foul because then those hands just come out in front, give him a little bit of a push, and that's how he drew the contact on that play.
So Perlstein's first foul of the game will draw Julian Polino to the line. And the 5'11" senior guard is 1 for 1 so far. He'll take his second shot to try and go 2 for 2.
As I was saying, it was big for Bloomfield to continue their run from the first quarter toward the end with Julian Polino going off a little bit. Polino's gotten most of their points since then. He's been really sparking this run, and I believe it is a 9-0 run for Bloomfield in the last 4 to 5 minutes, Ryan. And Lancers going to try and stop this run here.
Paled's pass tipped off a foot and picked up by Bloomfield's Edwards, who got the game started with a dunk. Swung on over far side. Cortez gets rid of it. Ships it back to where it came from within Polino. And now over to Cortez. And Bloomfield now here they are swinging the basketball as there's roughly 4 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. And a little bit of a delayed start due to the JV game, taking a very long time in the fourth quarter to the Lancers' favor. Pass deflected. Smith can't get a touch on it on the interception. Just able to get it, grab it, throw it up, and miss is Hinton. Ball in the air and picked up. There's Bodner's first touch of the game. It's a positive.
And there's a good board there.
Paled. Perlstein. Lancers yet to score this second quarter. Big risk got them started. They were able to tack on 2 more. Jump shot. Can't break the dry spout. Rebound Ortiz. He'll drive through, hold on to the basketball, throws it up, not even close as he collides with Pearlstein into the Lancers student section. A scary moment, both get up, they will retreat. Smith.
That's good hustle there. I respect that.
Winich. Smith. Able to find Winich. Overhead pass back to Smith at the key. 3 minutes. Pearlstein open for a three, and he can't finish.
Good find, tough break. That's all I have to say on that one.
Hinton pit-pocketed. Ruins the drive, however, he gets it back and will continue it on. Fast break opportunity, though, they're blown. The lead remains 11, 15-4. Bloomfield on the ball. They will try and add to it. Deflected from it, the big set, 6'4", Edwards.
Looks like that was blocked by either Winich or Bodner. Either way, I mean, Seth Edwards slammed it home to start off this game, and now they blocked him. So, I mean, a big turn of events for number 22.
Nonetheless, an exquisite effort from the Lancers. So here they are on the basketball. Peled. Bounce pass, Winich. Connection inside. Pearlstein. And one to get them started this quarter.
Wow, awesome find by Sam Winich. Hits Pearlstein on the back door, behind the zone defender. He goes right up, draws the and one foul, Ryan. I mean, that is just awesome basketball.
Back into the game as well.
Pearlstein, 12 successful free throws this year. Coming to this game, this will be shots number 13 for him. Foul shot wise, it'll just be one shot as it's an and one. That's his shot. Rim and out.
Now it becomes a 11-2 run for Bloomfield. At least Pearlstein's and one opportunity there curbs the run a little bit, but nonetheless, in the last 6 to 7 minutes, it's been a 11-2 run for Bloomfield.
So Bloomfield will control. Swung on out far side. Polino able to get it away as he's pushed off the basketball legally.
He got lucky he didn't turn it over there. I mean, that was a weird-looking pass.
Winich on a rebound.
Sam Winich giving this team some really good minutes. The freshman giving it his all out there.
So 100 seconds left to play now in the second quarter. Lancers are down by 9, 15-6 your score. Pearlstein, the lone 2 points that the Lancers were able to put up here this second quarter. Sam Bodner, one-handed weave pass over to Winich up at the key. Lancers struggling to really control the ball inside that three-point line.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they're really just moving the ball around the perimeter with these short passes, these dribble handoffs, and they're just trying to find ways to get inside. And when they do get inside, it really has worked, because when they have gone inside, they've either gotten these big floaters that have gone in, or both teams goes right up on that most recent possession and draws one foul.
Attempted handoff from Winich, falls on the ground and is picked on up by Kalu.
Yeah, Bloomfield played that perfectly defensively. They knew exactly what was going on, and they knew what was going on because, you know, that's what they've been forcing the Lancers to do, and eventually you're going to pick up on that defensively.
Big whistle check back on in. Scored the first points of the game for the Lancers, and he takes out Winich.
Fouls number 0, Julian Polino.
Winich, a bright future here for the Lancers as he shares a word with head coach Cohen.
Winich gave them some really good minutes.
Bounce pass is deflected off of Kalu.
Right idea by Sam Smith. Bodner sitting on that back door. That's a bucket if he connects on the pass, but Kalu, big boy, uses his long leg to deflect that ball out of bounds.
The Bodner throw-in will find its way over to senior Avi Peled. Gets it back off of a 1-2. He'll be guarded by Cortez, and he'll give it away to Smith. Smith, a Lancer sharpshooter. The senior will control.
Smith hasn't gotten a single three-point attempt this game, I don't think. I'm sure the Lancers would love to give Smith the ball open on the perimeter.
15 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Apologies, our scoreboard is having some technical difficulties as this one is taken away, and a little miscommunication there from the Lancers, and Bloomfield is able to take over and get a foul. So 12 seconds left to go here in the second quarter.
Sam Bodner's first, team's 5th.
Here's Bloomfield. Cortez outside. Thrown on up, rim and out, rebound. big wrist. And that'll end the second quarter. 15-6, the Bloomfield Bengals started it off with a dunk, and they've controlled the game ever since they took that 4-2 lead back that the Lancers had. So Ian, coming up next, after this 10-minute intermission, we have the second half of basketball right here. It's halftime at the Fieldhouse Gymnasium in Livingston, Essex County, New Jersey, in this SEC Colonial Division matchup. Presented to you by NJ Orthopedics.
The North Jersey Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute is the preferred practice for diagnosis and orthopedic treatment in New Jersey. From the moment you become a patient in our practice, our experienced team supports you until your full recovery with education, compassion, and understanding. Our focus includes sports injuries, as well as the treatment of a broad range of orthopedic complaints, from common tendon ailments and arthritic joint pain to traumatic injuries. Our facility offers an on-site physical therapy suite. In conjunction with specifically designed exercise programs, non-invasive and advanced healing technology, we can not only address the current injury, but also find the underlying cause, such as muscle weakness, imbalance, or improper form. We also offer non-surgical modalities, such as platelet-rich plasma injections, which can lead to an accelerated recovery. To provide efficient and excellent care, personal interactions and individualized attention for each patient is important. We are committed to create a protocol that can eliminate similar injuries in the future. At North Jersey Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute, we are dedicated to providing the highest standard of care and comfort of athletes, including patients with non-related sports injuries. Board-certified orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine specialist Dr. Michael Rusinella utilizes non-surgical and minimally invasive surgical procedures to help patients regain back their quality of life.
All right, this is Adam. Take two. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
The middle, barreling towards the goal line. Baldwin is in for a Vance touchdown.
Right down the middle, man. This guy, and he keep going, and he
the ball's loose.
And they hop back on it, and that's a touchdown.
Short punt, bounces at the 35. Fielded at the 40 by Quick. Out to the corner. He's got blockers and a lot of green grass in front of him. Cuts back. He's in for a touchdown.
Swing pass in the flat.
Gets to the corner, he's going to get in the end zone.
Touchdown.
Good job, block. Third down and 17, a handoff, getting to the outside. There's a hole, there's a first down, and all the way to the races is Elijah McWilliams to the house for a touchdown and for an IMIC for a division championship. Over to Floyd, he's open, thought about the three, drives, baseline. Oh, what a start for Corey Floyd! Free throw line, tries to dump a pass off, gets intercepted. Freeman all the way to the hole. Oh, what a block by Moore! Left to play in the fourth quarter. Cromartie, three, got it! Davis probed in the corner, three-pointer, up and down. Brown again. His second straight three. Roselle Catholic in a hurry. Wilcher back to Bueno. He's going to try and tie it. And he does. Oh, big shots all around.
He can't get around, and a turnover. Corey Floyd has it. Step through, lay-in, through the basket.
Welcome back to the Field House here in Livingston, Essex County, New Jersey. We have a halftime scoreline for you of 15-6 in favor of the Bloomfield Bengals. And Ian, let's break it down as we started off with a slam dunk from Bloomfield.
Yeah, well, Bloomfield starts off with a slam dunk. That's all really the momentum they needed. They're out to a 15-6 lead at halftime. They're on an 11-2 run to end the first half, excuse me. Or to end the second quarter. Both of that is right, but they are an 11-2 run nonetheless. They've pretty much capitalized on the keys to the game. I've said they've limited the three ball from the Lancers. They've only probably gotten about 2 3-point shots off. So Bloomfield doing exactly what I said, guarding up on the perimeter. And they're also using their size to their advantage. I mean, they're getting a lot of big buckets inside on Livingston. And for the Lancers, they've done nothing that I highlighted. Their hot start, they did not get off to one, and they haven't really been able to find the open shooter because Bloomfield's just guarding up on the perimeter. So instead of really finding the open shooter, they're just trying to find the open cutter. And that's why they really only have 6 points, because they're just getting locked down defensively.
Well, we're getting ready for the second half. Bloomfield is returning from their locker room. We will shortly see the Lancers return as well. When we come up, second half of basketball right here in the field houses of Livingston, Essex County, New Jersey, at Livingston High School.
Are you interested in pursuing a career in sports marketing or creating impactful sports content? You can get experience in high school by being a part of the RISE program powered by Ortho Carolina. It will give you a head start on an exciting career. The RISE program exposes students to industry professionals and gives them real-world experience by creating content and marketing the teams at their own high school. To find out how you can be a part of RISE, email us at contact@readinessandsportseducation.org.
One of New Jersey's premier high school basketball teams gets their coverage from D1 Media Pro, and it goes like this.
Finds Floyd to tie things up. Tie game! 62 apiece. 90 seconds.
Floyd attacking and throws it down. Corey Floyd. A missed opportunity down low behind the back to Bueno and one. Lawrence with Floyd to lob it up for the slam. Too low for Dunn. Wilcher to Floyd. Lays it in and one on the lob.
Thought about the three. Drive baseline. Oh, what a start for Corey Floyd.
Here with Corey Floyd after a tough...
Wilcher, three. Got it. Simeon Wilcher is fired up.
And Simeon Wilcher all alone with the flush. Here with Simeon Wilcher. And a pass taken away by Marshall. And he'll throw it down. Tosses it ahead to Valencia. Serene driving and throws it down. He can't get around, and a turnover. Corey Floyd has it. Step through, lay-in, through the basket. Marcus Cerroti here with Roselle Catholic head coach Dave Boff. Dave, you're coming up.
Now it's your time to join.
The North Jersey Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute is the preferred practice for diagnosis and orthopedic treatment in New Jersey. From the moment you become a patient in our practice, our experienced team supports you until your full recovery with education, compassion, and understanding. Our focus includes sports injuries, as well as the treatment of a broad range of orthopedic complaints, from common tendon ailments and arthritic joint pain to traumatic injuries. Our facility offers an on-site physical therapy suite. In conjunction with specifically designed exercise programs, non-invasive and advanced healing technology, we can not only address the current injury, but also find the underlying cause, such as muscle weakness, imbalance, or improper form. We also offer non-surgical modalities, such as platelet-rich plasma injections, which can lead to an accelerated recovery. To provide efficient and excellent care, personal interactions and individualized attention for each patient is important. We are committed to create a protocol that can eliminate similar injuries in the future. At North Jersey Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute, we are dedicated to providing the highest standard of care and comfort of athletes, including patients with non-related sports injuries. Board-certified orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine specialist Dr. Michael Rusinella utilizes non-surgical and minimally invasive surgical procedures to help patients regain back their quality of life.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
Here we go with the third quarter of basketball right here from the Fieldhouse Gymnasium in Livingston, Essex County, New Jersey. It's an SEC Colonial Division matchup that will start the third quarter off with a Bloomfield three-pointer from Shane Hinton, and it's 18-6 Bloomfield. A big way for them to get started this quarter.
Yeah, Shane Hinton spots up, open three in the corner, knocks it down. 10 points per game for a reason.
Again, 10 points per game, his average, and I think there's a good chance of notching that up a little bit here against Livingston, as Bloomfield is having a lot of time on the ball. Same as Livingston, but Livingston's been unable to make their runs in the first half, really, and cuts through the paint.
I mean, you also see Bloomfield also moving the ball a lot. I mean, everyone on their team's touching the ball multiple times in a possession.
Outside to Kay. Smith three-pointer. First three of the game for the Lancer.
There we go. I was saying that Sam Smith, he's going to get hot around the perimeter at some point. There we go. Knocks down a three ball, wide open.
Good work outside. Three-pointer is off. Rebound. And out of bounds. Livingston basketball. Good effort there by Big Riss.
Good hustle.
Lancer ball out of bounds.
Big Riss, a fierce basketball player by all means.
He just laid it out, all on the line, dives for that loose ball, wins the possession for the Lancers. Coaches love that, I love it, everyone loves that.
Back in we go, Kay swings it on over. And the Lancers control. Matt Kay, Lancers struggle to get it across the half marker. They do with Pearlstein, bounce pass, Big Riss. Gets two! Big Riss with his second basket. He's having a game.
Kalu with the ball and spotting the backboard instead of the basketball. Big bucket for Big Riss. Pearlstein moving fast against that press, taking advantage of having two guys back on defense.
Big Riss with 4 of the Lancers' 11. As this one is finished for Bloomfield.
Yeah, I mean, Pearlstein can't do much there. He's left on an island to guard probably the tallest player in the game. Umaklu, 6'5".
Okay, Trap gets it on over to Paled. Outside.
Pearlstein's got to look up and find Big Riss there.
Instead, he's able to find Paled. Swung on out far. Three-pointer. Smith. That's 2. That's 2 from Sam Smith, and it's 14-20.
Lancers coming out of the locker room on a bit of a run. Sam Smith has knocked down 2 threes to start the second half. This is what I was saying. For the Lancers, Sam Smith has to get hot behind the arc, and it seems like he has done just that.
Kalu shoots a 3. Rimming out, rebound. Punched by Kay over to Paled and back in the hands of Kay, and the Lancers control.
The Lancers can make it a one-possession game with a 3 here.
Matt Kay.
Lancers have a lot of options here offensively. They're going to use them.
Smith trapped, and he traveled with the basketball after giving up his dribble. Turnover.
That's tough there for the Lancers. I mean, you get trapped in the corner. I mean, getting trapped in the corner leads to nothing good, nothing fun. But unlucky there. I mean, Coach Cohen's screaming to just move the ball more, trying to find the right option. But nonetheless, it's a turnover.
Tipped and taken away. The Lancers will try and work their way back in. Pearlstein, one-on-one with Hinton. Can't finish. Kalu on the basketball. Smith finds it, and he'll regroup out with Kay.
That was a huge board for the Lancers. Pearlstein couldn't finish that. Smith, though, right there to be his best friend.
Matt Kay. out to Smith. Smith, 2 3-pointers. He might have an assist to Pearlstein's 3.
That was a great design there. Wide open. Bloomfield has now called a timeout. It's a 1-possession game. Big 3-pointer for Pearlstein. Lancers starting to fulfill that key of the game I pointed out. They're getting hot around the perimeter. They're finding the open shooters. And also, defensively for Bloomfield, I don't know what they were doing. They had everyone on the Lancers on the left side of the, left side. And Bloomfield, they're just standing there, and Pearlstein's wide open, knocks down that 3-pointer. Excellent series of possessions for the Livingston Lancers to start out this second half. It is now a 1-possession game, Ryan.
That was a big source of possessions right there for the Lancers. It's a 1-possession difference. Bloomfield forced to use a timeout.
Yeah, Lancers 12-5 run, sparked by 2 threes from Sam Smith. And another 3 there from Pearlstein. 12-5 run, huge for the Lancers. Now, that's why it's a 1-possession game. Actually, excuse me, there's a 12-4 run, not 5. That class not paying off for me right now, Ryan.
Back here on the court here at the Fieldhouse, Livingston have punched their way back into this basketball game. They're going to try and upset the Bloomfield Bengals.
Bloomfield ball out of bounds.
4:34 left here in the third quarter of action. Ryan Lowy, Ian Rothenberg, Jordan the Recording Cooper on camera, covering Livingston basketball. As they take on the Bloomfield Bengals, here's a 3 from Hinton, and the Bengals cannot finish that time, but the throw back from Gatras.
Wow. Big frame, using that frame to get that offensive rebound, goes right up for a putback, but just wow. I mean, even it was a good 3 for Hinton too. I mean, that down screen away, he popped off it and got himself open for a 3, rims out, and Gatras there to score the bucket.
Taken away. And the lay-in and 1 in Shane Hinton. And looks like Bloomfield's trying to run back away with it.
Yeah, just as we thought the Lancers were getting back in this game, turnover, and Hinton takes it, scores, and 1. Another thing, putback, last possession. Another thing, we think that Lancers coming back, making this a 1-possession game, and now all of a sudden it's a 4-0 run for Bloomfield.
Bloomfield a 24-17 lead, and with this completed and 1, that does not happen. It will remain 24-17.
They get the offensive rebound there.
Spin move, Gatras, swung on outside Polino. Drives on in. Outside pass, Gatras 3-pointer. It's good. Squeezes through.
Polino
Flushed it down the toilet. It's 27-17.
I'm very glad I did not interrupt that pun there. That was an awesome pun, Ryan.
Thank you.
Polino there goes toward the middle, jump stops, isolates Gatras wide open on the perimeter, and he knocks it down, capitalizes on that open 3.
Big wrist. Back on out. Pearlstein. 3 ball from Matt Kay. Doesn't go on the throw. Rebound Bloomfield.
7-0 run for Bloomfield.
Jump shot mid-ranger Gatras. Rim, backboard. Almost tipped. It's out. Pearlstein falling on the basketball. And a whistle comes in.
Big board for Dylan Pearlstein. Gatras jump shot doesn't fall. Pearlstein goes right up over a guy way bigger. Down.
That's his second team's first.
Pressed are the Lancers as Pearlstein's able to find the basketball and bounces back to Kay. Little press coming from Polino as well as Hinton. Polino will try and stop Kay from crossing the half mark. Can't do that. Kay, though, loses his dribble in a tough spot. And Kay uses a timeout. That's a tough break for the Lancers.
Yeah, no one helping there. Lancers just standing in place. I mean, I don't think Coach Cohen's going to like that one. But you can't just stand in place there when your point guard's trapped toward the backcourt, toward the half-court line. You can't stand in place there. You got to come up and help your point guard. I just don't understand why the Lancers aren't moving off ball.
That's a tough break for the Lancers as well, Ian. They burn a timeout right there. Timeouts is what actually brought them back into this basketball game.
And not only do they burn a timeout, they burn a timeout after getting themselves back in this game, making a 1-possession game, and now things just go for the worst of them. Turnover, putback, 7-0 run Bloomfield. All their momentum just vanished within a minute.
So it's the Lancers throw it. Ryan Lowy, Ian Rothenberg, Jordan Cooper. here today on the crew for Livingston Bloomfield SEC Colonial Basketball on the D1 Media Pro page on the NFHS Network. The NFHS Network, the official way to watch high school sports throughout the United States of America. Smith bounce pass, checking back in, Matt Hoffman, three-sport athlete here, Livingston Lancers, committed U.S. Marine. Hoffman out to Kay. Now, I think Hoffman's biggest contributions here to this basketball team, probably his hops on the board.
Yeah, he's very athletic. Like you said, three-sport athlete committed to the Marines, and we thank him for serving after his senior season here at LHS.
Swung on over, Smith. There's a screen from Hoffman. Doesn't chase. Smith loses his dribble. He bounce passes it over to Perlstein, who will use his dribble now with 2 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Perlstein drives in, lays one up, gets the roll.
Tough bucket, crosses over, puts it on the deck, gets by one guy, has a second guy to beat, goes right up. Very tough bucket while fading toward the opposite of your hand going up on the basket.
Very impressed with Perlstein's efforts this season, much recently as well, as Cortez's three, rim backboard and out, rebound K. Perlstein really went off in the last performance for the Lancers.
Yeah, he's really having a big game tonight too, 8 points, and you know, he plays his heart out. I mean, you see it, and you've seen it multiple times tonight, just him playing his heart out.
Warder can't get his first shot of the game off. Now Warder will cut close side as part of the play, signaled by Smith, who will shoot a long three. And nothing but net. So whoosh!
And Ryan starting his puns again, but there we go. Exactly what the Lancers needed. Sam Smith getting hot from three. He's 3 for 3. Didn't take a three-pointer in the first half, but now, here we are.
Smith sinks that one. Oh.
Yeah, Sam Smith on fire right now.
An impressive shot right there from Smith. A far three, and once again, the Lancers are back in it.
Knocked out from way downtown. 5-point game, too.
5-point difference, 27-22. Bloomfield controls. Hinton against Smith. Bloomfield will control.
They're just trying to move the ball along the perimeter. It's a 5-out. Just trying to see what they can get.
Katras. Passed on over to Edwards and back on out to Hinton.
Looks like they're going to hold for last shot here. No one's really moving. It's a 5-out. Edwards is just sitting in the paint.
You know, I think Livingston's going to be happy with this one. Only down by 5 going into a fourth quarter. Smith will actually commit a foul with 4 dead seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Think Livingston will be happy with the 5-point difference?
I think so. I mean, Bloomfield's a very good team. They're playing them very close. They're playing them very competitive. Especially Bloomfield averaging 51 points on the season. The Lancers allowing 47.5 points allowed per game on the season. But, you know, they're really playing good defense here.
3-ball cannot finish it out as Hoffman will catch the basketball and end the third quarter, 27-22. Bloomfield leads Livingston going into the fourth quarter, Ian. So tell me, what is Coach Cohen saying to his Lancers as they were able to make a comeback all the way to 1 possession difference, and then they lost it again?
Well, I mean, he's probably saying that, you know, you guys, don't be scared. You can do it. You can beat this team. You're playing competitive. We got this into a 1-possession game. And, you know, this is a team, Bloomfield, that scored 51 points per game. And the Lancers have held them to 27, and it's the end of the third quarter. We're going into fourth. So, I mean, I'm sure they have to be happy with that. And, you know, Livingston playing them very competitive.
This fourth quarter brought to you by our friends at the Elif Muhammad Nia School of Newark, a great way for you to receive your high school diploma. 20 seconds left to go here until the fourth quarter gets itself underway. Ryan Lowry, Ian Rothenberg, Jordan Cooper here for some SEC Colonial basketball on the D1 Media Pro page on the NFHS Network. And now what's Bloomfield going to be saying as head coach Mike Pissarro is trying to hold on to his 11th win?
Yeah, I mean, Bloomfield has got to be telling, I mean, Coach Pissarro got to be telling his guys, all gas, no break. Pulling that out of the Robert Solid book of quotes there. All gas, no break. Do not take your foot off the gas. Keep going. Keep pounding it on them. And don't stop until that final whistle sounds.
So Peled will chug on over and throw it in. Matt Kay looks to be ready to check in for the Lancers. He'll actually do it immediately, so Warder will not start the fourth quarter of action. We'll reset our clock to the fresh 8 minutes of basketball left to be played here this evening. Freshman played first, JV with a big win, following that at a 5:30 start. Now we have varsity basketball right here on the D1 Media Pro page on the NFHS Network. Hoffman swings around, checks
Floor
it over to
spacing on the
Kay.
perimeter over on that right side is not looking too good.
Tipped out of bounds. Livingston will retain the basketball. Pass intended for Pearlstein, deflected away by the Bengals.
I think the ball went underneath the bleachers, Ryan.
And Kay will go chase it right
Lancer
into
ball
us.
out of bounds.
It's the closest we've gotten to catching a souvenir. And a voice crack, too.
Thrown in, Hoffman gets it on over to Smith. 7.5 left to go. Smith going one-on-one with Cortez. Stops his dribble off of a switch. Now Hinton's covering him. Pass on inside. 1-2 connection. Pearlstein can't hold on to the basketball.
Right idea. Pearlstein cutting with steam. On it does. Leaves a good bounce pass for me. Just can't come up with it.
Hinton drives in, lays it up, can't finish. Tipped. And will find the hands calmly of Smith, whose brother played JV basketball earlier for Coach Gill and the Lancers as they were able to take down the Bloomfield Bengals. A strong win for them. Having a great season, the JV team is. Pearlstein swinging around, trying to cut on in. Pass outside is deflected out of bounds.
Lancer ball out of bounds.
Very physical defense from Bloomfield. Isaiah Cortez cuts Sam Smith from getting that basketball, from getting to the basketball, and deflects it out of bounds.
Throw in from Smith finds the hands of junior Matthew Kay, standing at 5'8". Matthew Kay, a soccer player as well here at Livingston High School, played JV for Coach Charney last year and this year. Novik Das, a little one-touch pass over to Smith. Smith, 3 3-pointers today, each one better than the next.
Yeah, I mean, Sam Smith, he's looking like Steph Curry out there tonight.
Smith. Pass over to Kay. Kay, yet to hit the score stat, finds Pearlstein. They'll get an assist stat there. It's a one-possession game. Good start for the Lancers.
What a pass there, Pearlstein cutting in the back door. That's been a weakness exploited by the Lancers. Bloomfield not really guarding up those back doors.
Petros left open, can't finish. Lancers catch a break. Tipped, they can't get that one though. It's an offensive rebound. Pass on outside, fake three, shimmy. And Bloomfield will take their time with Polino. Under 6 minutes left to play of basketball. Fourth quarter action right here on the D1 Media Pro page on the NFHS Network. Left open for a three. Gutras, a lot of space and time. Can't finish there. A nice play there. Novik Das asserting his dominance.
Yeah, it knocks it right into the hands of Matt Kay.
Hoffman. Back on out. Dylan Pearlstein. Pearlstein through the legs, bounce past Hoffman. Little pass deflected and taken away by Bloomfield there from Hoffman.
Seems like the Lancers are running a bit of a horns offense. Get it to a big guy on the elbow, have someone cut around, and try and get underneath. Worked with Pearlstein, did not work with Sam Smith right there as someone calls a timeout.
So the Bloomfield Bengals will call a timeout. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. 5:14 left to go in the fourth quarters. We'd like to welcome you back. Bloomfield throwing, and they'll see themselves on the basketball, down by 3 off their time. Excuse me, up by 3 off their timeout against the Lancers.
The Lancers have to like the position they're in. It's a 3-point game. They're playing one of the best teams in the Super Essex Conference here.
Yeah, Bloomfield's second in the Colonial Division. Probably the second best division in the SEC, behind the American Division, which sees the Seton Hall Prep Pirates and Montclair immaculate.
Tough miss there for Seth Edwards.
Lancers control.
They can tie this game up with a 3, and if they want that 3, they'll probably be looking for Sam Smith, and there you go, the dribble handoff. Trying to see what they can do.
Running flips the Lancers are doing, finds a 3-point opportunity. Can't fit through, and Nuvik Das bullied off the rebound, and here comes Bloomfield, and Kay will foul the driving in Shane Hinton, the 5'10" junior guard. Good foul?
Yeah, I'm going to say it's a good foul. I mean, prevent that bucket in transition. Also on offense, good offensive set by the Lancers, running some pistol action, those dribble handoffs, finding Pearlstein open in the corner. You know, just an all-around good possession for Livingston, just no bucket.
Hinton. Little pass connection, big wrist, bullies Edwards off the basketball.
I'm really liking the defensive physicality we're getting from
Three-pointer from
Livingston.
Smith. Rimmen out, tipped up, taken away by Bloomfield off the rebound. Polino.
I was going to pull an NBA Jam reference out if that went in.
Swung on over. Cortez. Polino drives in, lays one up, can't go, rebound. Pearlstein showing off the hops. Getting the rebound.
Straight good defensive possessions for Livingston. Polino jump stop, goes up for the floater. We've seen him do that multiple times. And, you know, that jump stop controls you going up toward the middle, prevents a charge from happening, and just gives you a little more control of your body going up.
Pearlstein. And here's Matt Kay again. 3.5 minutes left to go. Lancers down by 3. 27-24 your score line. There's a foul drawn by Nuvik Das. He'll go to the line.
Sam Smith really wanted Matt Kay to take his man there. I believe that was Shane Hinton guarding him. Sam Smith, you could really hear him yelling, or at least I could hear him yelling, take it, take it. And, you know, either way, it's a foul, and Lancers shoot 2.
22, Seth Edwards.
So 2 shots now for the Lancers. Nuvik Das. Ooh, just can't get the lucky roll.
Yeah, tough roll there. Still a 1-possession game. I'm sure the Lancers would like this to fall, and I'm sure Nuvik Das himself would like this next one to fall.
Well, definitely would make it a little easier for the Lancers. However, they have opened up a lot of 3-point opportunities this game, and we see Smith with 3 balls today. He's doing quite well behind the line.
Yeah, now the Lancers have converted on a couple of huge 3-point attempts in this second half after missing every single 3-point attempt.
It's put him back into this basketball game, too.
It really has, and also they're getting those 3-point shots in the second half, too, and they really weren't getting those in the first half. They're playing a little more timid on the perimeter in the first half, but now in the second half, they're moving the ball, they're playing a little faster, and, you know, they're playing some really good basketball coming out of the gates.
Polino. Hinton. Under 3 minutes left to go here in the final quarter. Jump shot from the mid-range. Not an and one, but we'll see Hinton go to the line.
You can't foul the jump shooter. Yeah. Absolutely cannot foul the jump shooter. You got to give the jump shooter space to land, and that's why they called the foul. There wasn't any hitting of the arm. It was just the space that Hinton had to land after the shot.
So he'll go to the line. Missed the first shot.
I think that miss had something to do with the student section getting a little rowdy over there.
Hey, ever go to a Seton Hall basketball game at The Rock? You hear their student section, they have fun. Almost want that feeling at a high school sporting event around here. 1 for 2 is the second shot, is a roll from Hinton. Lancers back down by 3. 2 canceling foul shots, 1 from each team go in.
Trying to get Sam Smith open, it looks like.
Pass connection, Bodner. Can't hold on, it's taken away.
Unforced error there, he dribbled into 4 people.
Polino on the basketball as he gives it to the relieving Isaiah Cortez. Cortez drives through, pass outside, a little too strong for Hinton to take a relaxed touch. He'll have to reset. Against Pearlstein he is. Pearlstein will try and poke him out. Pass to Cortez. Outside opportunity. Edwards doesn't take. Backcourt violation. Lancers basketball, that's huge.
Yeah, some good ball movement there by Bloomfield, but Hinton's got to be aware of where he is on the court, and a little bit of a late whistle there in the backcourt, but you know, I also don't understand what the coach is arguing. His foot was on the half-court line. That's a backcourt violation. But
the Lancers bench, you know, they jumped.
Looks like the refs are going to talk us over, so we're going to get an officials timeout, Ryan?
Looks like we're going to get an officials timeout, which means we'll be right back right after this. Stay tuned.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
So, it looks like head coach Mike Pissarro of Bloomfield is continuing to exchange a word with the officials. What is he saying?
Well, I heard him going in a break. I don't even know if my mic picked it up, but I was just saying, like, to myself, I'm just like, no, like, you can't argue that. His foot was on the line, clearly on the line. I don't know what you're arguing, because the coach, as a coach, you're supposed to know the rules, and he was asking whether it's the ball or the foot that goes over the line. If he doesn't have possession of the basketball, it's the ball that looks like they're going to give it to Bloomfield. So it looks like they reversed that call, the backcourt.
Well, yeah, but Bloomfield was actually charged a timeout there, interestingly.
Yeah, that was a little weird, Ryan. I just don't know what that sequence of officiating was.
Looks like Bloomfield was charged a timeout. They elected to give up a timeout in exchange for a conversation with the official. In a game close like this, I think it's worth it, considering you still have 2 left. Bloomfield back on the basketball.
Actually, it may have seemed like they called a timeout before they blew the backcourt.
Well, I don't believe so, because the timeout was charged after that.
Oh, then I don't know. I don't know what that was. Weird sequence of...
I'll tell you what happened. The backcourt violation was called and signaled by the official. Bloomfield then was charged a timeout, slowing down play, discussing it with the official.
So weird sequence of officiating, really.
Well, it worked out in Bloomfield's favor.
Yes, it did.
100 seconds left to play. Here in regulation, it's a close one. Bloomfield second in their division, Lancers last in the Colonial Division. It's an SEC Colonial Division matchup. A big win for both teams as Bloomfield will be a step closer to trying to chase Caldwell down to the division. Lancers a step closer to trying to catch their way back up to West Orange. Pass connection inside, swung on over to Petras. Whistle blows. Lancer basketball, it's a charge. Bodner takes it.
And Bodner, putting his body on the line there, takes a really nice charge. And, you know, number 2, Isaiah Cortez, just ran into him uncontrolled. You know, it's just a tough play. Smart basketball there by Bodner, honestly. Nothing really you can do from an offensive player standpoint.
Minute left to play here in the final quarter of action. Kay. Bodner. Pearlstein. Laid up. What a finish to Bodner athleticism! Oh! Second closest thing we've seen to a dunk today, behind an actual dunk.
Yeah, that was an alley-oopy there. Bodner goes up on the back door, puts it right up. 1-point game, Ryan. The Lancers probably love how competitive they're playing. They love how close they're playing Bloomfield right now. But a very good play dialed up by Coach Koenigg. Gets these guys cutting on the back door because it's worked all game long. And it works again there for an alley-oop for Sam Bodner.
What a finish. Bodner showing off the athleticism right there. What a phenomenal effort by Sam Bodner. And we have a 1-point basketball game.
Yes, we do, but you know, that play there was more of a, I'll bring the peanut butter, you bring the jam, except that there wasn't a dunk. That was more Seth Edwards. You know, Hasher brings the peanut butter, he brings the jam.
So do you consider yourself a basketball philosopher?
Do I consider myself a basketball philosopher? You know, I do play at the competitive level, but do I consider myself a philosopher? I think as I've been doing the games with you, Ryan, I've started to see myself as a philosopher now.
Well, they do use words of wisdom.
Yes, yes. Pretty
58
much.
seconds left to go here in the final quarter. 28-27, the Bengals lead the Lancers right here on the D1 Media Perfection and Perfectus Network. It always seems that the Lancers bring it down to the wire. No matter they have a strong start, they have a tough start, they always stay until the end.
Yeah, they're playing competitive. These guys, they're playing their tails off. And, you know, if they come away with this win, this can be potentially a huge confidence booster down the line.
Well, they start the county tournament tomorrow versus a North team within Collegiate Academy. It's tomorrow. An exciting county tournament we're going to have this year. County tournament at the soccer level, very exciting. So on the girls' side, West Orange the victors, and the boys' side, Seton Hall the victors. Hockey-wise, there is no Essex County tournament. Wrestling, the Essex County tournament was just yesterday during the school day, so the students got to miss school for it. Under 50 seconds driving in. A finish right there from Isaiah Cortez. Bloomfield a 3-point lead. Going back to the wrestling county tournament, Lancers placed second to West Essex as a team with 7 placers. Very impressive. Livingston controls. 20 seconds. Will they take that last shot to try and tie it? Pass inside, Bodner connection. Not strong enough. They're going to have to play the foul game. Perlstein will be the guilty verdict.
A tough miss for Bodner. He wants that back and didn't get up, didn't get enough on it, and just a really tough miss. That changes the narrative of the game. Those are the plays that separate winners from losers, Ryan, and that's just a really tough miss there from Bodner.
Livingston making some calls on their coaching side. We're hearing Coach Gill and Coach Cohen sharing a lot of words with their team about what to do in this situation as Bloomfield not yet in the bonus.
Looks like Bodner and Gatras are getting a little chippy.
Timeout on the floor.
And Bloomfield will have to use a timeout.
Prior to that inbound, Bodner and Gatras getting a little chippy, maybe talking some trash, saying a little words to each other.
Yeah, that is huge what happened right there. Bloomfield had to burn a timeout. Livingston now to take a breath.
Yeah, I mean, Livingston, once this inbound's in, now to force the turnover or draw the foul, there's no in between.
Now, Ian, while we have the time, I think it's good to acknowledge the Lancers who placed in the county tournament for wrestling. Wrestling, a phenomenal Lancers athletic program, 20th in the state of New Jersey. And we're going to take a look at the following wrestlers who placed. Sean Quirk placed first. Vincent Militello placed first. Stratos Cantanas placed first. Zach Vera placed first. Aiden Carmody placed first. That's 7 who placed first. Anthony Pellegrino placed third. He's a freshman. Eddie Padilla placed first. Max Lee placed first. And Jason Quirk placed second. That's huge. Very good performance from the Lancers. They placed second to West Essex in the county of Essex. Hats off to the athletic director of West Orange, Stefan Zakella, for running that tournament down at Richard J. Cody Arena in West Orange, New Jersey. A phenomenal location also for hockey, as Livingston's senior night hockey is tomorrow versus Summit down at Richard J. Cody Arena. I'll be on the call alongside Jacob Ford.
Ball out of bounds.
Both teams ready here. Let's see what we got in store for us, Ryan. There's 3 games in a row where we're going to be coming in for a landing.
That's right. Lancers short end of the stick in 2 of them. And now whistles come in as they were trying to avoid being short end of the stick in their 3rd close game in a row that we've covered.
Looks like Gatras and Bodner getting a little chippy, continuing that talk after the timeout. And they were talking a little bit before the timeout, getting a little chippy.
Chucked in and caught by Edwards. And fouled is Edwards. And Edwards is down.
Hard foul.
Looks like it's more frustration. Oh yeah, he does look like he's a little shooken. I think it also is mixed with the frustration there of almost having the opportunity to dunk it home or swiftly lay up, finish it, and make it a 2-possession difference, but now he's gonna have to go to the line and do it.
Hard foul by Jaws, but I mean, you got really no choice there. You can't just let him have the bucket. You know, very smart basketball play, a good foul.
Again, Edwards, kind of the story of the Colonial Division, one of the rare players in SEC Colonial basketball who can really dunk with passion, and he got the game started with a dunk.
Yeah, he has ridiculous bounce, ridiculous athleticism. You know, big kid, and you know, he's a little slow to get to the line here, a little shooken up.
Head coach Mike Pissarro will make sure he's all right, which he confirms he is, nodding his head, and now he will take 2 shots. This first shot is no good. Good break for the Lancers. Second shot missed, rebounded by the Lancers. They call a timeout. They have 2 left. You don't think so?
I don't think they call a timeout. I think you try and get it past half court to potentially set yourself up for play from 3. But here they might call a timeout. Who knows? Gotta move fast.
Bounce pass to Kay, and he's fouled. Oh, he traveled prior to being fouled by Hinton. Hinton went to foul him, but he traveled first.
I don't know about that call. I really don't.
You don't know about the travel? You don't think so?
I don't think that's a travel. I think that's a foul.
Yeah, Hinton went to go foul him.
Yeah, and I just don't think you can really call it travel there. It looks like they're going to talk this out. That'll be the Lancers.
So they will call it a foul.
I just don't understand the point of calling a travel there. That was not a travel. He got fouled, he got hit, and timeout.
So the Lancers will juice their 4th timeout. They have 1 more left. Same thing goes for the Bengals of Bloomfield.
You know, I'm thinking here for the Lancers. Quick 3. Get someone open off the screen, preferably Sam Smith if I'm Coach Cohen. But get someone open off the ball, get an open 3, knock it down, and foul.
You know, I would agree with you, but 4 seconds left to go on the clock. You don't really have much time to create anything after that 3-point shot, do you? I mean, the shot in the air itself burns a second. You got to take a step and shoot. That's a little less than a second. You have 2 seconds. Bloomfield just has to inbound it and then go to the line. Then you might have a second to shoot. If I'm playing my statistics right, that's not enough time.
Yeah, no, I mean, time obviously not on the Lancers side, but, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how things play out. But as they say, game's not over till it's over. You never know what can happen.
That's absolutely right. It's never over until it's over. 3-9 the Lancers are coming into this game. Bloomfield 10-3. Bloomfield holds this win. That's 11 wins. They're catching up to Caldwell, who are 12-1, leading their division. James Caldwell, Chiefs, having a phenomenal year on the hard court. They were also phenomenal on the football field this year. They finished 19th in the state, group champions, sectional champions, didn't drop a single game on the schedule.
Wow, I mean, that is...
What a season they had.
Ridiculous. That's the definition of a very good season. That might be the definition of a perfect season.
Well, indeed, that's what it was. Ranked top 20 is a public school, very difficult as it is. Most private schools dominate the NJ.com top 20, as they did this year, but squeaking in teams like Caldwell, very impressive. Bonner, the intended receiver on that one, it tipped off of him, and goes out of bounds. It's Bloomfield basketball, and I think that will do it.
Yeah, I think that'll do it. Bonner gives his teammate a little bit of a shrug. I'm sure he's asking him, what was that? I just don't understand what the point of that was there. I think they could have gotten an open 3, should have gotten an open 3.
Thrown in, and no foul comes as Polino will dribble it out, and that will do the ball game. Folks, the final score, 31-27. The Bloomfield Bengals pick up their 11th win of the season. The Lancers drop their 10th. Lancers are now 3-10 on the year, a very tough record. And the Bloomfield Bengals, another big win for them. That's win number 11.
Yeah, I mean, win number 11, 11-3, second in the SEC. But still, 6-3 in conference play. Lancers dropped 3-10. A game they could have won. But, you know, toward the end of the game, a little bit of controversial officiating. And you see that backcourt get changed to another timeout or something. I don't even know what that was. And, you know, right there, I mean, we see the Lancers try and foul multiple times, and the refs just ignore it flat out. And then, you know, Lancers get to half court. Matt Kay specifically gets to half court. And they call him for a travel, but another ref on the other side call a timeout. So a little bit of a disconnect in the officiating at the end. But nonetheless, a very good game. The Lancers played very close, outscored Bloomfield in the second half, and a product that I'm sure Coach Cohen liked to see, but I'm sure he would have liked to win.
County tournament starts tomorrow as the Lancers will take on a strong program of Newark Collegiate. Bloomfield will be also starting the county tournament in the ensuing couple days as well, in which they will move in with momentum. The Lancers, a tough 3-10 record. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Brian Lowy. I was joined with Ian Rothenberg on the call and Jordan, the recording Cooper, on camera. And have a great night, ladies and gentlemen. Toodaloo.